is a call for an uprising.
This is a call for an uprising. Welcome to today's show. I have to put a disclaimer in here right at this point, right now. Before I show you this video clip from Fox News, I want to make it clear that I don't agree or disagree with Fox News or any medical advisory people or anyone out there. I'm just showing you this for satire purposes because in reality it is a satire because apparently we're being monitored, believe it or not. Can you believe it? And Big Brother is monitoring your phones to see what you're texting in regards to the jab. This might be true or might not be true according to the right and the left paradigm, which is producing this production. But in reality, I'd like to make it clear after the video that I show you here, which again, I'm just showing you, this is what they're putting on the TV, that they already monitor everything, including what you're saying at the dinner table, thanks to the technology that we've brought into our homes. Here's a clip from the paradigm that wants you to stay in the left-right divide about how liberals are taking the, taking your text conversations and reading them privately, and Republicans wouldn't allow this to happen. Meanwhile, Republicans and Democrats work together, and they've been spying on you since day one. Take a listen.
How is reading someone's text messages different than reading someone's private mail?
It's not any different, Pete. And, I have to say, listening to this, it sounds like something out of Beijing. I mean, we know that the Communist Chinese Party has built this surveillance state, and now it sounds like Joe Biden wants to bring that to the United States of America. I mean, getting into our phones now, it's bad enough that they use social media to censor us, to spy on us, to shut down speech. But now private text messages, I mean, what's going to happen next? Are they going to take away our phones? Are they going to tell Verizon or AT&T or whomever to shut down people's cell service if they text things that the government doesn't like? This is insane. It is un-American. It's probably unconstitutional.
That's what I wanted to ask you. How is it not unconstitutional considering any number of the amendments and the Bill of Rights that the government could do this? I mean, there's got to be an avenue to challenge this, or is this something that will happen without most of us knowing?
Well, I can't imagine that the government has the power to look at our text messages without a warrant. I mean, under our current law, they don't. Here's what worries me, though, Pete, is pressuring the phone companies, pressuring Verizon and AT&T and whomever else to voluntarily, quote unquote, comply and tell the government what we're texting, what we're saying on our private messages. That's the real danger here. It's this big government, big corporation alliance. That's what we've got to be wary of, and we've got to say, come on, I mean, let's stand up for free speech in this country.
Whoa, isn't that crazy? That's nuts, isn't it? Well, here's a little info in case you weren't wondering. In addition to, which I'll get into, all the devices in the house, when you text, there are trigger words that the NSA, the intelligence community, the CIA, all of them, the Secret Service, they go right to a group of vigilant workers who likely went to a very prestigious school and were indoctrinated in a secret society who read through these and monitor it. No different than when the algorithm on YouTube gets triggered by certain words and certain topics and they remove those videos. Thus, that's how some people continue to figure out how to navigate through this and some can't. Well, it's no different here in the real world. You see, when they're talking about the Dems going through your phone and stuff, this is playing into the political division of Biden and Trump still. While they're working together, they've already figured out how to completely take your privacy away. Because those devices like Alexa, Google Home, smart TVs, iPhones, iPads, all of it that are in our houses, they're already listening. And certain topics of conversation may trigger the people on the other end to do something about it. Now, that's more likely to be something that involves the bang bang and having something like that. It's not just if you're talking about a conspiracy topic inside your house, because they know now they've made conspiracies mainstream. But this topic is a big topic, and a lot of people are talking about it, and I understand why, because they shouldn't be allowed to read your text or go through your phone. And like this says here in the headline, potentially, the article, which I don't know if will be in the video or not, but the title says potentially a death sentence. White House goes off on jabberoo fearmongers. The administration has shifted to a head-on strategy to spell fear-mongering over its door-to-door efforts. So they're having a problem with the door-to-door stuff because people don't want to answer the door. In general, I mean, people don't want to answer the door. You know what I mean? Whenever there's someone's at the door, it's not really good news this day and age. But the Biden administration is casting conservative opponents of the campaign as dangerous and extreme, adopting a more aggressive political posture in an attempt to maneuver through the public health conundrum. The White House has decided to hit back harder on disinfo and scare tactics after Republican lawmakers and conservative activists pledged to fight the door-to-door plans. Now, there's a reason that I did the video yesterday talking about the door-to-door. Because the left and right is obviously talking about it, where the right's going, get off our lawn. And the left's going, we need to do this, right? Don't forget, they want you in that divide. That's why I said in my video what I said about how it should be handled with a smile, with a little Smilex. He's got brand X. Catch my drift? Handle it with a smile. Because they're taking information while doing this. They're looking, they want to rile people up. They want this. It's part of the division. The door-to-door isn't just about convincing the fringe that they need to get it. It's about coming to your door, seeing who's against it, seeing who has it and who doesn't have it, and keeping track of how people react to it because they can label them extreme. That's right. So they're saying this is the quote from Dr. F. He says the big misinterpretation that Fox News or whomever else is saying is that they're essentially envisioning a bunch of federal workers knocking on your door, telling you you've got to do something that you don't want to do. Fauci says that's absolutely not the case. It's trusted messengers who are part of the community doing that, not government officials. So that's where I think the disconnect is.
Every day, I die over and over again. But now, I'm gonna stop this. Let's take this to the next level.
Right. By the way, trusted messengers. Who are these people signing up? What secret society do they part of? Oh, are they just people going and volunteering? Do they have any training to do this? Are they ex-salesmen? Did they work at Home Depot trying to sell you a new deck? I don't know. You tell me. But the fact that Dr. F mentions Fox News, the fact they always hear Biden and Democrats mention Fox News should be enough for you to realize what the purpose of Fox News is. Now, unfortunately, a lot of people who are awake still go to Fox News and still go to Newsmax. If that's where you want to go, that is perfectly fine. You can interpret the news however you want. You can interpret me however you want. As long as your brain is interpreting and thinking, that's okay. Okay? Just like I showed you that clip. There's a reason, though, for it. There's a reason that Fox News is on the air. They would have taken it down if the elites didn't want it up. There aren't these people fighting against the elites like everyone thinks. They are herding the masses into the left-right paradigm, which does what? Divides us, which gets us to fight amongst each other instead of looking at them and overthrowing them because they know there's more of us than them. So as long as the paradigm exists, this stuff exists. When people come out and they go, can you believe they're reading your text? Hi, welcome to the New World Order. We've all been talking about privacy and all this stuff. They've been reading your text. You might even want to look back to the Patriot Act to see just how much information they legally are allowed to get on you and listen to and monitor in case you're doing something with the boogeyman in the cave over there in the desert. Yeah, well now it's way past the Patriot Act. It's way past it. There are trigger words, there are trigger terms on your social media accounts like Facebook that immediately go to a group of people who have been hired, who, like I said, are likely parts of secret society at one point, who monitor it and mark whether or not they think you're a threat to do something to Big Brother, right? You might say, well then call, how come, if you're saying all this, how come? Well, for starters, I'm not considered a threat. I'm verbally a threat to them. That's it. They already know who I am and all my background info. They know everything on everyone. I don't own a gun. I'm not starting militia, okay? They already know that. So what they try to do to someone like me is they constantly try to defund me, they try to deplatform me, they try to bounce me around, and they try to stress me out so I won't come back and keep going, like what has happened to a lot of YouTubers, right? People are like, they all got thrown off here. They could easily come back and made a new channel. They left, and that's fine. That's their choice. Because they're going to react different ways to the things that they do to us. I am trying to be resilient and give them the finger back and be difficult, just like they're being difficult. And that's how it's going here, and that's why I'm here. All right? But those are the things they're going to keep doing to someone like me. They can't really do much more. I mean, they could try to get me and do other stuff, but they probably don't want to rile me up more than I already am. But my point is that they monitor us all. Good, bad, whoever. Liberal, non-liberal. And they're like, well, I have nothing to hide. Well, you might at some point be careful what you say, because they also like to do blackmail-like things to people. And that's a lot of how, it's mob mentality, how these people work. But there's nothing we can do, because we've willingly put these devices in our lives. We've willingly become dependent on these devices. And I'm not being a hypocrite. I'm not pointing a finger at you, the listener. I'm doing this on a laptop. I'm aware of what it's like to have a laptop. Do I have the safety precautions with things that block me from being seen? Yeah, but that only goes so far. They're above VPNs, okay? Do I have something over the camera on my computer and stuff? Yeah. Do I have a phone that doesn't have a camera? Yeah. Do I have anything that has a camera inside my home? Not that I know of, but I should probably get in the air conditioning duct and see what's going on. But that's another story for another day. So this is the story that's out here about jab fearmongers. Okay, this is continuing the left-right divide. This is the people on the left, they're all riled up again that people are stopping the door-to-door. And I'm telling you, and I told you how you should handle it. You obviously can handle however you deem fit. It's your life, it's your property. But I'm telling you that they want to rile people up. They want to see negative reaction. That's what they want. They don't expect you to answer the door as somebody who's on a list of non-jab and to be thrilled about it. They expect you to be agitated. They want to see what level of agitation you are, what you're willing to do, what you say, if you're considered confrontational. And if you are confrontational, you can expect to see yourself on the news, because then they can continue to rile up the left by showing you. And that's why you got to be smart. Every step of the way, you have to think like they're thinking. That's why the Bible specifically says, be as wise as serpents and innocent as doves. Sometimes you got to think like these sleazebags think. That doesn't mean you got to think of what they're doing behind closed doors, the disgusting acts. It means from a mental standpoint, what do they want? They're creating this stuff. They don't need to go door to door. What do they want from going door to door? Do you think that their end game is just to get people stuck by going door to door? No, it's more than that. It's always more than that. That's how they operate. A reminder to check out my website at callfornuprising.com. It's $2.99 a month. In the event this video gets struck, it'll be over there. And you want to immediately sub to my other channels. I have them now pinned in my channel tab, but they're also pinned below, pinned in the description. One has a cat in the description. You might not know why, but hey, you might get a laugh at what's going on over there. That's going to be a main channel soon. I am building channels left and right. That is how I'm staying alive here. And I'm going to continue to do so as long as I feel led to do so. And that's the bottom line. So that's what's going on here. Thank you to the Patrons for supporting the channel. If you're not a Patreon, please consider becoming one. That is how I stay here on YouTube and avoid the things and the tactics they try to do to me. So please consider becoming one if you're not. I want to thank all of you again for your support, your kind words, and even if you're a troll, thanks to the eyes. It always helps the channel. Appreciate all of you greatly. God bless you and your families.